Guys, today is my birthday and I'm going to talk about pop culture because I am so incredibly sick and tired of the Canadian dumpster fire government, okay? So I will be back next Wednesday. My sister is getting married this weekend, so I might not be able to make it for the Tuesday video, but I definitely will be able to make it for next Wednesday. So anyways, let's get into the podcast. Welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie A.B. This is where we debrief and discuss pop culture and politics from an independent perspective. And if that interests you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and now we're going to get into it. So today we're talking about Jordan Peterson, Alex Clark, and Candace Owens in the Charlie Kirk situation. I really hope you stay and listen to my thoughts. I have so many thoughts on these situations, okay? So first, we're going to start off with the Jordan Peterson situation. First, I want to say I am definitely praying for his family. When I say what I'm about to say, I by no means mean any harm by it or anything. I just want you guys to know what I've observed over the last few years, because Michaela and Jordan Peterson are some of the people I have been watching. Jordan, not as much, I will say, because he has been very odd sometimes. However, I just want you guys to know that I am praying for their family. And I don't mean ill will by any of this, but it definitely needs to be brought up. As people who have been touting for the carnivore diet and advocating for the carnivore diet and telling everybody that it's cured every single problem they have, from saying that they have ruled out everything except for mold or spiritual attacks. This man promoted and told everybody to get that double medication, the safe and effective thing, a couple of years ago. And he admitted that he got it himself. And as somebody who also got that and admits that I was wrong, okay, and is very open and honest about my injury, a lot of what's going on with Jordan Peterson is what's going on with me. I just think that I'm a lot younger and my body is going to be able to repair itself. And I also take different things for specific injury, okay, like kinesis or whatever it's called and stuff like that, okay? I've been ice dipping and doing a lot of different things to make sure that I am healthy. And I know what is involved, at least with my injury, because I do think it looks different for everybody, but it involved eating or figuring out what insoluble and soluble fiber was, because you still need fiber. And I don't know why they continuously tell everybody that all of their health problems were solved when they went to carnivore. Because as somebody who fell for being vegan, I can promise you that anybody who is telling you to cut out God-given food groups, bread, veggies, fruits, meat, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Anything that severs that, okay, do I think we're supposed to have it all year round? No, I think root vegetables are able to be stored outside for a reason. You know what I mean? I understand because of what I went through, and I've never liked how they've promoted that. They also promote drinking because she has a miracle hangover pill. And I just want to say that as somebody who fell for the brainwashing on the left, just be careful who you're listening to on the right. I will say that one thing I've learned, and that's kind of weird over the last few weeks, is that Erica Kirk was significantly older than Charlie, and he never brought it up that, he always encouraged people to get married young and have babies, but he never admitted that he was telling you because of experience, because his wife is born in 1988 and he was born in 92 or 93. That's a significant age difference. And also Jordan Peterson, who constantly seems to not even want divorce to be a legal thing sometimes, the way that he talks, which I don't know what his backing for that is, if he doesn't even know what religion he is. Or maybe he does genuinely. Maybe he does. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. And he was just really suffering in the summer. And maybe that's why he wasn't admitting to being a Christian. But then I found out Michaela, his daughter, is divorced. And I don't think they, always talk about that because I don't even think that it was an abusive situation. It was just that he was an asshole, which it could have been abusive as well. And maybe that's why they just don't talk about it. I genuinely don't know. But when your entire brand is promoting no divorce and then you don't talk about why you were okay with your daughter getting a divorce, I think it just, it gives the left ammo to come in and be like, see, this, and this. You guys don't even believe what you say. And Handmaid's Tale this, Handmaid's Tale that. And it's just, guys, no. Okay. Follow what makes you feel good. Okay. I will say that when it comes to your diet. But don't listen to people who tell you to cut out everything. And I really hope that Jordan Peterson gets the help that he needs. So if Michaela, if you're watching this and you guys just have kind of skipped over the fact that you might have been injured, he might have been injured by this thing, just know that there's no shame in looking and figuring out, talking to people who have taken a medication that starts with I, okay? And you might get somewhere if you actually acknowledge, because I from experience, doctors aren't going to bring that up. They're never going to admit that it's that. Until you say, oh, I've had this problem since. So anyways, next we're going to talk about what is going on with Turning Point USA, Alex Clark, Candace Owens, and Charlie Kirk, because this is a bit of a nightmare, okay? And I know you guys are probably thinking, why is she talking about this? I usually talk about Canadian politics. Listen, when you leave the left and you go to listen to people, these people's voices matter. They are... First of all, they have so much influence on people, okay? Number one. Number two, on politics as well, apparently, okay? And we have to talk about it because, to me, I have no idea what's going on. Listen. The way that the left reacted after Charlie died is abhorrent. It's not okay. And it's an indication of where they're at with their extremism and politics, okay? Because even when they thought it was their own, they still cheered it on. They didn't care. So that reaction was abhorrent by the left, okay? But the next day, when I seen Donald Trump be asked about his friend Charlie Kirk, who helped him get into office, and he laughed, there are many things that Trump has disappointed me on. Working with Bill Gates, working with the big PHIZ, you know who. Larry Ellison. It's not how you say his name, but I'm going to say it like that. Bill Gates. Trump has done some questionable things, but the number one questionable thing to me was how he reacted after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He laughed and said, I'm doing okay, or I'm doing just fine, or great, or something. It was not a reaction that you would normally get from somebody who literally brought in the youth vote for him and said he was working on the ballroom. Listen, I trust God. I trust no man, okay? In 2016, I felt bad for America because both of their candidates were directly tied to Epstein. I lost my Trump derangement syndrome when Trump was in from 2016 and 2020, and in my opinion, did not do the things that he is doing right now. In my opinion, I genuinely was proved wrong when I was on the left and so scared of Donald Trump getting in. From 2016 to 2020, Donald Trump did fine. Now, however, after I found out that Trump was working with the man who said that he was going to make personalized MNRA medications for everybody, personalized, and then said that Americans will be on their best behavior because they will be 24/7 surveilled, I thought, I need to watch out for this. And happened. Oh, and then when he was working with Elon, who literally created the microchip and wore a shirt to the Met Gala in 2018, I believe, that said New World Order. I was like, what are we doing here? What's happening? I don't trust this. And then when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, I thought, well, this is okay. First of all, I'm going to say this. I will give the FBI the benefit of the doubt that we don't know everything that's going on. Okay? But the fact that they're trying to pin this on one person, you think one person carried this out? I don't know. The guy who asked the last question to Charlie Kirk, did you know that his dad works at Jimmy Kimmel? Did you guys know that? Isn't that pretty weird? They covered up the crime scene the next day with literal cement. That's weird. There was nothing sectioned off that we seen as a crime scene. And if there was a guy who took the chair that Charlie was assassinated on, stood on it, got a camera down, and took out the SD cards. And by, I think it was like a week and a half after that, the FBI still hadn't asked that person for those SD cards. Everybody I listened to that was in the military or a hunter says that this doesn't add up. Okay. And then we're going to get to the behavior of some of the people I am seeing, and then we're going to get into Candace Owens. So Alex Clark, I'm somebody who owns Turning Point merch from Alex Clark, okay? She is somebody that I have listened to for years. She did Pop Politics and then moved into Culture Apothecary. She does great work. And then Charlie Kirk died and things got weird. So she poses in front of a Charlie Kirk memorial. Okay, that's weird. Just very distasteful. Now, if you know Alex, you might give her the benefit of the doubt for some of these things, like her video crying. But I got a weird feeling from that. I got a very, very, very weird feeling from her crying because she used it to like, here, I'll just show you.
To make America healthy again and heal a sick culture. The sick culture who killed my boss, my friend, a husband, and a father, and I will not rest until my dying breath to do it.
So, yeah. If we're going to talk about Candace profiting off of this, girl. And then she took the week after Charlie Kirk died to put out a bunch of podcasts with people who knew Charlie Kirk. And she said really weird things. First of all, she said that Erica was going to be on the show and then never was, despite Erica doing a bunch of other things, like going to the memorial, doing that podcast, 2 podcasts actually, and then going on stage with Megyn Kelly. Okay. So I think it's kind of weird she wasn't on. And then Alex went on to ask personal questions about Charlie and Erica's personal life to these people in a very strange way. One of the things she said was, so tell me all of the details. Everybody wants to know what their personal life was like. Girl, what? How about they were private for a reason? I don't know. Isn't that weird to ask anybody other than Erica Kirk? Or maybe you could watch all of the podcasts that Erica Kirk has done. I don't know. Just seemed very, very strange in the way she's going up against Candace. I don't like it. And some of her videos, despite being attached to Turning Point USA, and despite me thinking that she has an excellent podcast, not getting a lot of views. So, very weird things. Anyways, now we're going to go on to Candace, because I have lots of thoughts about Candace. I am not just a Candace stan. I listen to her, okay? However, I know she, the Catholic Church, as you guys know, I know from studying things, was the original government over here before. And the Vatican's connections to the one thing that she hates the most, that one government, okay, she completely ignores that. She completely ignores all of the horrendous things that the Catholic Church has done. And to be fair, she learns stuff and then goes from there. So, granted, she could figure it out in the future. I have no doubt about that. But for now, you have to think about how these people are so successful, who wants their message to be seen, and just think about how maybe the Catholic Church doesn't have as much sway in politics as they used to, and maybe it's good for them to have a giant person with a giant audience that can give a Catholic message, spread Catholic cheer. You know what I mean? And this is coming from somebody who sends their kids to Catholic school. Okay, so I just have to think of the bigger picture. Okay, I'm not saying that I agree with everything Candace says. I do think she says things that are kind of off the cusp sometimes. Okay, and I know she's postpartum, but sometimes she does need to watch what she says. Okay, because it's not okay for people to go up and harass anybody. Okay, despite freedom of speech, you do not have the right to go up and yell at people in their face and harass them. You know, you can say things, but you can't harass people and commit violence, no matter if they're wearing a sweater that says IDF or not. Okay. So there's some things that I obviously disagree with Candace on. However, the more that everybody goes against her, the more I'm watching. I'm just saying. I'm watching the people who everybody's telling me not to. And I was during COVID too, and that is how I have left the left. Critical thinking skills. Pattern recognition. Okay? And genuinely, I think that this all leads to a more surveilled state in both America, Canada, and everywhere. Say no to digital ID, no matter who is implementing it, please. I am here to remind you that we should be not blindly following a politician, okay? Remember to trust God, to put your faith in God. Get out in nature. That's where we are supposed to be connected with, okay? With community. And if you find yourself going a bit crazy, which is not hard when we live in this insane world, just remember what's important to you and do those things, you know, healthy things. Okay. I will see you guys next Wednesday. I don't know if did I say my sister's getting married? Either way, I won't be back till next Wednesday. I am going to Southern Ontario. I'll probably make a couple of shorts because as much as I try to enjoy a vacation in Southern Ontario, I don't think those things should ever go together, but things just happen. So I might get mad and upload a short here and there, but overall I will be back next Wednesday. And thank you guys for watching this video today. And let me know your thoughts. Are you trusting the FBI story? Are you just sitting back and watching all of this implode? I don't. What is going on? Have we lived in crazier days? I don't think so. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go get an energy drink and clean my house with CDs on. Oh, we are buying CDs. Buy CDs, buy hard copies of things again. Go thrifting to do so, okay? Because I will be listening to a generator with a CD player before I ever stop listening to music because they stopped me with digital ID. I don't think so. Okay, anyways, guys, bye.